I love the first two Sherlock Holmes movies, guys. They are a lot of fun. They're just a fun movie that you go to the movie theater, and it's kind of just a fun, blockbuster film that you sit down, eat your popcorn, drink your Coca-Cola, and just enjoy the movie and in its entirety with the story, the action. They've actually added a lot to it, and the characters, of course, right? Robert Downey Jr., Jude Law do a fantastic job of the characters, and I think even the supporting cast and such do such a phenomenal job, and I really enjoyed the first couple of movies here. Now, the first Sherlock Holmes I thought was better than the second, but even at that, I still like the second one without a doubt. In this last segment of the show, I want to talk about Sherlock Holmes 3. So obviously this has been, in development, and I think that, one thing that, that's been happening is a lot of shifting has been happening in the movie industry and the video game industry, where a lot of these projects that were going to come out at one point are being pushed back till later on in the year, or later on the following year. So I want to talk about where is Sherlock Holmes 3 and when can we expect this movie to come out. So let's get into it. So guys, Sherlock Holmes 3 is scheduled to release in 2021. It's been pushed back amongst tons of other movies that have been pushed back as well, but it is scheduled for December 22nd of 2021, and I gotta say that you gotta take these release dates for any of these movies with a pinch of salt, simply because when we're talking about the pandemic that's been going, throughout our world, it has changed things in a drastic way. But what it's done is it's pushed a lot of movies back that are, for their theatrical release dates. And what it's causing is actually tons of big time movies and blockbuster movies that are all going to be coming out around the same time. We're talking, later this year. You got a lot of movies that are going to be coming out later this year. The competition is going to be at an all-time high, something we haven't probably seen in the movie industry ever. And so basically the rest of this year and then into next year, you're going to have competition throughout the course of the years. And then of course, there's going to be new things that are coming out and new movies and such. And so you're going to have to really think to yourself, are these movies going to be able to stick to these new release dates that they have? And with Sherlock Holmes 3, I can think of one movie it's going to be going up against, and that's just right off the top of my head, which is Avatar 2, which is going to be coming out very close to when Sherlock Holmes 3 would be coming out if it stays to that December 22nd, 2021 release date. So when I said to take these release dates with a pinch of salt, I don't think Sherlock Holmes 3 is going to want to compete with Avatar, especially around the same week that they're going to be releasing. So what I'm getting at is maybe it comes back some. Maybe it actually goes to, back to November, or it comes back, October, somewhere along those lines, or it gets pushed back even further into 2022. And here's the other reason why it may be pushed back even further is not only because of the competition that it's going to be going up against, but number two is also because of the production. When we're talking about, pre-production, principal photography, and then of course post-production, when you look at all of those things, whatever stage of development these movies are in, they went to a complete and utter halt because of the pandemic. So now they're behind, right? That's why they're obviously pushing these movies ahead. But at the same time, we don't know how everything is going to work out. Are they going to be able to get everything they need done for principal photography? Or are they going to have to continue going back, getting, more shots and things of that nature? So what I'm getting at is where is this movie at this point? Well, it's certainly going to be coming out, guys, at some point or another in the foreseeable future, but I think that it might even be pushed back even further, especially if development doesn't really ramp up here very soon, because these movies, guys, they're obviously, the studios aren't going to want to be in insane amounts of competition. Then on top of that, they're not going to want to rush a project. They wanted to take their time, especially something like Sherlock Holmes 3 that's going to make the studio a decent amount of money. So you're going to want to take your time with it, make sure that you get all the shots that you need and such. Don't want to cut any corners whatsoever. And I don't think that they will, but I'm just saying that with the pandemic, it has created something that we've never seen in the entertainment industry before, and that is tons of movies being bunched up together for a theatrical release that now there's going to be so much competition and there's only so many eyeballs, right? I mean, if No Time to Die is coming out around the exact same time as the next Jurassic World and they're coming out around that same period of time, a lot of times we're going to be looking at our spending dollars and you're going to have to decide between one or the other. Now, if you want, you could of course go see both of them, but some people aren't going to be able to have that luxury. Lots of people out there are only going to be able to pick one or the other. And so what I'm getting at is that's less people that are going to be going to each individual movie. And then on top of that, we don't know what the restrictions are in the movie theaters. Are they only going to be able to fill half capacity? Are they going to be able to do full capacity? And, what is that all going to look like? And if they can only do half capacity, then the ticket prices are going to get inflated in a significant way, which means a lot of people just won't even go to the movie theaters, which also could create the possibility that these movies go directly to streaming services or the personalized streaming services that these studios are now having, whether that be Netflix or, Disney Plus, and the list goes on and on. So this pandemic has created something very interesting in the movie industry. But the December 22nd release date, I hope they're able to stick to that with Sherlock Holmes 3. I just don't know if they're going to be able to because of this pandemic. But let me know, guys. What are you the most excited about with Sherlock Holmes 3? What are you excited about? Do you think they'll be able to stick to this December 22nd release date? Or do you think it'll get pushed back even further? Let me know in the comment section below. And for more Sherlock Holmes 3 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.